Hi guys, let's talk about straddles. I know a lot of you, and for me it was also true for a while, struggle with this pose. So you need something like a bolster or something with mass, and you need your belt, because the pose I'm talking about is of course the wide-legged seated position. When your legs are straight and apart like this, it's called a straddle pose. And a lot of you suffer with this because your hips are rounded backwards. I'm going to show you. So the hips are tilting backwards and the spine is rounded. And from here, the pose doesn't make any sense at all. So I'm going to give you some quick tips, some quick fixes that you can do. The first fix is of course to place your butt up onto something, because then when your hips are rolling off the thing you're sitting on, they will automatically straighten up. So you're supporting your sacrum and your sitting bones so that your spine straightens up. This is a nice little trick. One thing you can do if you have a bolster or something wide behind you is also place the hands on your support and do a little back bend here. Instead of thinking about folding forward, that's like step 7. Start by step 1, roll your hips forward, and step 2, support with your hands. Of course, the wall is your best friend here. So if you can both find some support seated like this and also lean towards the wall, perfect. Now you can focus on the inner thighs and just sit here with straight legs. This is a very good watchbjj.com or the live streams, or actually when your friends are rolling, you can sit like this and lean towards the wall. So you're both opening your chest and improving your breathing, and you stretch your inner thighs and your groins, which is a common problem area. All right, if you're at home and you're going to sleep, then I would just flip upside down like this. Do the same pose, but now gravity is pulling your feet down. And if this hurts, of course, you can bend your knees a little bit, but if you keep the legs straight and just relax, the pose will work itself. And if it starts hurting, you can just start from scratch again. So you can kind of do this in the course of a minute. That was 1 minute and now it hurts. I start over again. Do a few of those. And here, also gravity is pushing your spine completely flat, which is great, because if you do this one a lot and you start doing it seated, you have programmed your body into knowing what pose it should go on to. It's the same pose, it's just that gravity is working from a different direction. If all of this didn't make any sense to you, then I would not do any of these poses, I would do this one instead. Feet as wide as one leg is long. So if the leg is 1 meter long, then you have 1 meter between your feet. If you're more flexible, you can go deeper. If it hurts the inner knees, don't do that. Keep your legs straight and just start here with your hands on your shins like this. If you can place your fingertips on the ground, or if you have some support, place your hands on the support, and I'm going to show my beautiful butt to you. Then you do this. So you twist the hips from side to side to work one side and then the other. But just by doing this dynamic movement, a little slow from side to side, maybe 20 on each side, suddenly you will be tired in your arms and it's easier to drop down. One thing I would do here is to turn the toes in. Like, you can start with the toes out if you're new, but the more you practice this, the more I want your toes to turn in. Not like extreme like this, but just so you get a little bit more space in your sacrum area. Because when your thigh bones rotate inwards, it kind of creates a little space in the top part of your hip here. Right, so I would just do this instead, and this is a straddle forward fold. So when you sit down again and you try the straddle forward fold, suddenly, oh, it's easier to go forward. If you're a rock, you need patience. You need to do the straddle forward fold standing for maybe 2 hours total, so 5 minutes a day for I don't know how many days, but if you're consistent, you are reprogramming your body and your mind to appreciate and not be fearful of the pose. So that's what you can do. Of course, side stretching is a genius thing to do here. So you just grab, and instead of going forward, you go sideways. So you can grab with the bottom arm and support like this. You can grab with the top arm and support yourself behind you. You can even do lat stretching here like this, so the elbow points over. And you can slide from side to side like this. There are so many good variations. And when you're doing this side stretching in straddle, then going forward and side to side is going to feel much more natural. So next time you're going to do the straddle, don't sit here and be sad. Do one of or all of the variations I showed you. Take 10 minutes just to work on your straddles, and if you start hurting the inner thighs, then just cross your legs and do a counter pose like this, stretch the outside of the hips, and then you go back into this one. All right? Enjoy straddle, guys, and let me know if you have any more specific questions about this pose. Us.